So, recently I've been playing a lot of Destiny, and as you can see, I have a crap ton of engrams. Now, right off the bat, this might not look like a absolute crap ton, but for right now, it actually is, if you think about it, for me at least. And right now, Shaxx is actually really good. If you play a lot of Crucible and have been saving up tokens, I'd recommend opening them now. I don't really play Crucible right now. I was focused on it for a while, and then I just kind of stopped, so I only have a couple of tokens. So I did get one of the new weapons. We'll talk about those in a second. But yeah, Shaxx right now is a pretty good way to get leveled up because, well, playing Crucible is just so easy. It's fun, and you can get all the new weapons. I did just get a... don't know what this is. Truth Teller, which is completely new. And I got this, which I don't really need. And as you can see, my highest power right now, and I want you to know this, I have not really played much of the season. My highest power is... with all of the items that I have in my inventory, the highest possible stuff I could put on. Pretty sure we have a, okay, well, it is 1017. Which isn't terrible, but it's not very good. And the way I've been kind of grinding out these is really nothing that I should be doing. But I found a couple easy ways to help you get leveled up and get the new weapons. So, how do I have, like, almost 20, I would say like 15 to 20 of these engrams? Well, as you can see, I don't have much materials. I've been spending all of my stuff on a couple of things. One, I've been spending it on bounties. Every bounty I could get. I got bounties from Crucible. I get bounties from the new bounties for the new season. I get Banshee bounties, which are very easy. They usually, I think I have some in my inventory now. They're probably one of the easier sets of bounties. You just get arc weapon kills. You get a ton of XP. Plus, you get mod components and enhancement cores, which you're going to need to make, or you're going to need enhancement cores to make the new stuff. So, most of the time you're going to get a bunch of prime engrams, and not all the time, but you will get some. When you get those, immediately, I would say open it. You want to get the best possible stuff you could possibly have. If something's even one power higher than what you have, just keep it in your inventory. It doesn't matter, you know, if it's good or not, if it's rare, if it's common, if it's exotic, whatever. And for infusing exotics, if it's only a few power higher than what you currently have, like an exotic armor piece, I wouldn't infuse it. Instead, I'd just kind of keep it on instead of whatever you have. So, yeah, that way you can dismantle it and get a bunch of stuff. As far as the Drifter goes, and his array of, I don't know, whatever you call these down here. But as far as the new bounties and stuff goes, what I would do is 100%, and everyone is saying this, for leveling up, the first one that you want to buy is this. That is 100% what you need to buy. As far as focusing goes, you don't really want Gambit or Dredgen focused. You don't really want that. Legacy Seasons is whatever, you don't really need it. These two are going to be what you're focused on. This will give you, as you can see, we're going to open one of these here. These are going to give me a majority of all of the new items. So I'm going to open this and boom, I just got a pretty decent power weapon. Obviously, it's not really going to be higher than my weapon that I have now, but it could be. Very well could be. And this is actually a really decent roll from what I see. It's... yeah, that's actually really, really nice. You got quick draw, warble, whatever. Enhanced battery. You know, overall, just really decent roll, I guess. I don't know. I don't really use fusion, so. But as you can see, that's going to get you all the new weapons. I would get a couple of those at the start for your first maybe 10. Then when you're really trying to power or get your power up, I would buy the armor focused. I'm going to buy a couple here. The armor focused ones are going to give you a bunch of armor. And to get the altered element, do all of these daily bounties all the time. That's what you're going to do every single day. That's what you're going to focus on. Additional bounties are good for getting XP. Most of the time they're pretty easy. These are going to give you twisted energy and a bunch of XP as well, so I'd go for those. But we're going to open these and we're going to see if we can get a higher power piece of armor. And what do we get? I don't think any of those were higher power. We'll see. That was just my power, and it is not much better than what I have, so I'm going to dismantle this one. And once again, this is the same. But most of the time you will get higher power stuff. I think it's about a 50-50 chance, so whatever. You could just open these straight from here, but one, it's not going to be higher power, and two, it's just kind of stupid. The way to get all of your material to like decode them or whatever, and the engrams themselves, there's a couple ways going around on the internet. Most of them are pretty bad, but I have a couple. Some you may have probably actually have most likely seen them like crazy recently. A couple other ones are not as, you know, big right now, and I don't think many people are talking about these kind of ways to get these engrams and the altered element or altered energy or whatever it's called. I don't know. So the altered crap is going to be your main problem, but as far as getting all the engrams and everything, as far as getting literally everything goes, other than I guess twisted energy, a few ways you could do these are: one, playing forges. Volunder forges are literally the easiest thing in the entire universe to do. They take only a few minutes, and they're fun. And you don't have to be a certain power, nothing like that. The problem is, there's a much better way to do this, and if you're just playing normally, sure, do some forges, do a couple of bounties. Once again, that's going to get you your XP up, everything like that. But I don't want to say this, but AFK forge farming is probably your best bet right now. I would suggest at least one night when you're going to bed, leave your PlayStation, PC, Xbox, whatever you're using on, go into a forge with trash armor. You want below 750. I would recommend about 700 to 600. 650 would be about optimal. So what you can do is get your mask from Festival of the Lost. I have a bunch of Solstice crap, but if you don't have that, just from a new character, it's fine. And then you can actually get a Dreamer's Mark, and that, without even changing my weapons, is going to get me down significantly. I wouldn't recommend using that because this is a literal, that's what you're going to want. So yeah, I'm going to put the Peacekeepers back on because these are slightly higher power. Now, you could do forges and forge farming and whatever. Another way that I found was kind of cool was Crucible. Obviously they don't last too long if you do just like Clash or Control. And overall they're just pretty fun. You could just do like Rumble or Control or Clash, or personally my favorites. But you could do really anything. You could do, I would really suggest comp, because it could be slightly longer, and you're probably going to lose a lot, so I wouldn't suggest that. But really anything goes for Crucible. Gambit is a alright way of getting it. Right now it's actually kind of like, it's pretty long, but it's not like, you know, crazy long. I don't know about escalation protocols, if they're going to give you it. If you can get one from the or if you have a just as good chance as getting one from, let's say, an escalation protocol for like completely beating one, that's going to be a game changer. But yeah, that's cool. But if you're watching this when the video is released or sometime close to it, you're gonna know that the Nightmare Hunt Rage is on, and this is the easiest thing to do and the best thing to do. At Adept, it's only 860, which most people are at. If you're not at it and you're at least 800 or less, I would recommend going to a different thing and doing like forges. But you know, but what that's gonna do is gonna get you about a 5-minute match and about a 50-50 shot of getting a engram, and a 50-50 shot of getting 50 whole altered element. Yes, you heard me right. I think it's slightly easier to get the engrams, but once again, I would rather have more engrams than have more altered element. So yeah, and usually I don't save engrams, but like most of the time I just don't really open them unless I really want to, and I really think I should. Most of the time I also clear out my postmaster just because I don't like having it always up on the screen. But like, that's about what? That's about 15 engrams. That's about 15 engrams, and if that isn't crazy, I don't know what is. And by the way, I did not do like much. I spent maybe an hour on Nightmare Hunts, and I've gotten about 10 engrams, which is crazy. Or I'd say even more than that, actually. Well, I've gotten about 10 engrams and about 100 altered element, or somewhere close to that. I don't know. Of course, you could do, as far as bounties go, strikes are kind of bad, in my opinion, for like doing everything. They don't really give good loot. They're kind of boring and whatever. You could do it. Crucible, always do Crucible. It's the easiest. Get all your dailies done, get all your weeklies done. Go down to Drifter, do all of the new bounties for the new season. And I also really recommend doing either Gambit, or if you're gonna be doing like the new mode, which is in my opinion really bad and it is not very good, don't do it. But if you're gonna be doing PvE stuff, then I'd recommend getting a bunch of Banshee bounties. These ones are usually super easy to do. Plus, while you're here, I'd recommend buying some upgrade modules. They're very useful to have and are going to help you a lot. But like sidearm kills, whatever, SMG kills, whatever, machine gun, arc weapons, and then you have the additional bounties. So pretty easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a Nightmare Hunt, and I'm going to show you how fast Nightmare Hunts can be. And I'm actually going to change up this these Peacekeepers. I'm going to try using the Sight and Ramparts, because it'll actually help you quite a bit. Now, if you're not a Titan, Omega lol, but if you're not a Titan, you know, please switch. But also, I'd recommend going either Golden Gun or something to damage bosses, that can do also. That's about it. You're just going to want it to damage bosses that can do decent with ads. So like maybe Night Stalker or Arc Strider. For Warlocks, Nova Bomb would be absolutely perfect. Maybe Daybreak. For my Titan boys, just go any of the solar subclasses are probably the best. As far as your weapons, there's a lot of solar stuff involved, so you could bring really whatever. I'm actually might change to this, and I'd recommend going like some of the non-hunger, but the Adhortative is actually really good, and I would go hard light, but I want to keep the Wither Orb. I will show you why, because it is very useful. And of course, if you have just a solar weapon to use, that's perfectly fine. But so we're just gonna blaze through this. Once again, if you have a decent team and you're not that bad, from the start, probably about 5 minutes, maybe like 10 max. But 10 is literally going to be the max amount of time I think I've ever seen in a Nightmare on Rage. If you don't know what Rage is, it's basically just killing Dominus Gall, which is kind of fun, I guess. I don't know. And if you're a Titan, and I guess some other classes could do this, with Strafe Lift, you could easily do this. And if you miss, just boom. For speed running, great. You're gonna shoot your Wither Horde like all around the floors here, and basically clear out most of the ads, and then use whatever weapon, like preferably a pulse rifle or a I don't know, something like that. If you don't have the Wither Horde or don't have like a good secondary pulse rifle, preferably a solar one. Anything will really work. I just recommend going something like a grenade launcher or a fusion rifle that's long range. That way you don't have to go up and, you know, get up and close to the boss. The boss is really the most difficult part, I think. As I said, hammers are probably going to be the best for this. And you don't want to use them until the very end. You don't want to use your super in general. That's how easily you can kill that boss with the Wither Orb. You hit him once, hit him with a grenade, and then either hit him twice, or go through your other weapon. Adhortative is much better in PvP than it is in PvE, but now you probably shouldn't use that. It's a lot easier to get around, but if you like go in a very coordinated team and you have very good loadouts for this, you're gonna blaze through this in like 3 minutes maybe. It would be kind of difficult to do that because like, you know, that's 3 or 4 minutes. But usually I would shoot them like right up here, shoot one here, and then usually your boss is going to be standing somewhere over in this region, usually behind something. Yeah, Wither Horde is definitely useful for this area. And right after this is gonna be your boss. So once again, it's, I don't even have my super yet. So once again, like 5 minutes is gonna be super easy. I'd recommend hitting him with this. Now I switched to the sword, but before I had a hammerhead or an LMG. And that would probably be, LNGs would probably be better for clearing out all the ads. we're gonna use this, and by the time I'm done, yeah, now we get to use these on all of these, which are all arc shields, or sorry, solar shields. And these. And look at that. Usually it's gonna be a lot easier. That run was kind of bad, but, and see, I just got a bunch of altered element. And I got a legendary armor piece, so that's that. Forges are a bit more difficult if you don't have a good team or everyone's AFK farming. If you have 3 teammates who know what they're doing, it's going to be an instant win. Both Fallen Forges are garbage. You don't want to do those. Although it's pretty easy still, it's not nearly as easy as... And actually, that was higher powered. You just saw that. I just meant it, but whatever. Yeah, it's just super easy. Legitimately crazy. So this is the setup that I had before. We're gonna do one more time. One more time. But, like, you could do anything. You could really do anything. This season was literally the easiest thing of all time to AFK farm and everything. And if you really wanted to, you could go in your vault and grab a couple items maybe. I'm actually going to put away some of the things that I got with my Bungie app. Yeah, if you're a Destiny player that plays pretty frequently, get the Destiny app on your phone or whatever. Boom. That's all the trash that I had gone. Well, not gone, but like in my vault. You're gonna grab this. That way we can use a solar weapon as well as a pretty decent one. Although I don't really like hand cannons as much. In Dynasty. As well as, like, you know, autos or pulses or shotguns or fusions. Or, well, not really fusions, but I like Telesto. Or not Telesto, Yotan. This is literally one of my favorite weapons. Not that it's OP, which it very well is. I don't know why more people don't use it. And in PvP, like, I literally see none. Yeah, if you have a decent team, you could get through this Crucible. Forges. Forges do take a little bit of either communication or skill, or I guess not skill, but knowledge. It just, you have to play a decent amount. And I think all of the shields in this are solar. So, solar weapons and subclasses are going to be better. And personally, solar subclasses are the best, in my opinion, like all of them. Whoa, what? Okay, guys, using better builds. My man. But if you have a auto rifle that goes in your energy slot that is solar, I would use that. Preferably a 600. Those are like the best, but that's a little bit slow. I'll do it. We also don't have our grenade. Because I do planning on doing this. Yeah, it's just easy from there. I I also recommend I see a lot of new players coming in recently, and I might do a guide for new players. And if you are new, please watch that video. I genuinely really want you guys to like play this game to its fullest, and the video that I have in store, it's massive. It is probably the most helpful starter video I've personally seen so far. Well, at least the things that I have planned for the video so far. Like the whole video itself. Usually you're gonna get a couple like majors up here. I just check a nade on them if you have that going. Yeah, Witherboard is a really good exotic. I see a lot of people crapping on it because it's just popular right now. And I see a lot of people saying it's the most overpowered thing in the game. It's neither. It's really good for PvE. And for newer players, you know, it might not be the greatest. For amazing players, it might not be the greatest. But for the people who either know how to use it, or just overall are just kind of looking for a new kinetic special weapon. We're actually gonna do this. Now, I'm probably gonna, yeah, we're gonna run out, but I did hit him a couple times. Since these are all solar, they're basically just a walk in the park for these dudes. I also couldn't find a good place to put my, my finisher, so I just, when I crouch and hold it down, it'll do the finisher. And for some reason, like, after the first, like, attack, his shield goes down super quick. By the way, this time you could use your ability line and everything. That way it's probably solar. If it's not, still, I mean, it's a melee ability, so. By the way, I'd always check, like, have an eye on him to make sure he doesn't have his shield down. For some reason, I don't see a lot of people using their super here. Usually, if you have a coordinated team, you would want one person at least to go something that can melt ads that's solar. I'm for the last dude to die. There we go. That did this information. Yep, there we go. And will I get... I did not get an engram, but I did get altered element, and that's even more useful for me right now. Look at this dude. Insane. So yeah, that was literally like 7-8 minutes of just doing that. So I mean, if that isn't easy, you must be like below the power rank or something, because I don't know. That's just, it's weird. By the way, if they don't patch the AFK farm for the Forge, I would recommend doing it as much as possible. So that is currently my highest power. Just of this, which I didn't. Yeah, apparently I need to do this. We're just gonna go boom. Oh, what do we have? It's pretty bad. It's all glimmer based. I want overload and stuff. Here we go, countercharge. Overload grenades, that's actually really cool. Unstoppable. Whoa. Or what's solar? But that's actually really nice. I'm gonna take this. Next, I will get these two though. Those are nice. That's really good. I personally don't use my super that much, especially in PvP. So like things that take away from my super, even though that was not PvP, it still is like whatever. You know, I'd rather have a couple rockets or whatever than my super. I don't know why. I don't know. Plus, if you waste all of your super energy on like heavy ammo, you're gonna have a lot of ammo. So that's cool. We're gonna go for this. We're gonna go for this. So now we have 25 alternate element, which is weird. I'm gonna have to do like one of these just to get my 25. So let's decode these and see what we get. Chestplate and a false promises, which is actually a really decent auto rifle. I really like it. Let's see what roll we got on it then. Ooh, these are both. Wait, this weapon becomes more accurate, boost handling. I don't really know much about that perk, but this is new. Killing Wind, final blows group includes mobility, range. That's not bad. Actually, that's really good. That's wow. That's really nice. We have high caliber rounds and extended mag. I'm gonna have to go this. Fluted barrel and arrowhead break. We're gonna have to go fluted barrel. Camos on this are weird. Don't know if I'm digging the camos. Yeah, definitely a nice weapon. Killing Wind I think is actually really nice. For PvE it's gonna be insane. For ad clearing, as well as just really anything. 59, wow, that's really good. Compared to what, not compared to what I have, but see, that is, I guess, the video for now. We should have a couple other Destiny related stuff, and like other games, obviously, we have coming up soon. So yeah, I'm gonna probably make a new light guide for new players, as well as a season weapons guide for like all the new weapons, and not the dungeon stuff because I don't do dungeons. I don't do like that kind of crap. I am gonna do it sometime soon though, hopefully. So I do want to check my other false promises. I don't know if I got any of those rolls on my other ones. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff in my... Oh, they're right here. So, that's the one I just got. Detector. What is unrelenting? Rapidly defeating targets triggers health regeneration. That's not bad either. This is a really weird roll. Range. We're gonna take that. The range is already really good on this. This is a really nice, like in Crucible you're gonna get a mobility, a range, handling, and regeneration. Or wait, does unrelenting does it count for one? Like one kill will trigger it, or hopefully it's just one kill in Crucible, because if not, then that is a garbage perk. And Feeding Frenzy, Surrounded. Feeding Frenzy, I mean, always a great perk. Surrounded isn't bad. Overall, not a terrible perk. We're gonna go with this. So yeah, I like that so far. That's a really nice one. The bow, I mean, it's a bow. The rolls don't really matter, I guess, but what else new stuff do we have? Oh yeah, the fusions. The fusions aren't that bad, I don't think. The swords are definitely cool. I really like the swords. Those are probably one of my favorite things so far. I also get this really weird rocket. I mean, it has almost max velocity with kill clip and tracking module, which is cool. So yeah, that's about it. If you want to see more Destiny stuff, just go in the comments and tell me. I'd love to keep doing these for you guys on the channel. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Peace out.